silence is golden, but my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see, what you don't understand, thief, what you did is what my people deal with all the time. Someone cheating them from providing their greatness into the world. But it's a burden that we cut off only to make us stronger. I saw in the first fight where Ricky Haddon was pulling down your gloves to put your fist in the improper position. Y'all tried the same method the second time, but this time you scratched flesh out of my ears, which caused my ears to bleed. It's impossible for a brand new 10-ounce glove to bend, to keep a smushed in form, or to have loose space. I highly believe you put something hard in your glove. Something the size and the shape of an egg weight. Here's the reason why the side of my face swelled up in an egg weight form. And it left a dent in my face as well. But in the midst of it all, you still couldn't keep this king down. You would have had to kill me. In the end, it took a crab in a bucket referee and a disloyal trainer to throw the towel in just to stop me. Proverbs, the 6th chapter, 30, 31st says, excuses may be found from a thief who steals because he is starving. But if he is caught, he will have to pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he have to sell everything in his house. And payback is coming.
All right, you guys, after months of speculation and, just talking, having a discussion among content creators, fans, wondering what was going on with Deontay Wilder finally comes forward and basically flat out accuses Tyson Fury of cheating him in not 1 fight, but 2 fights. And he swiftly and briefly and clearly breaks down what Tyson Fury basically did in both fights with him. And he flat out accused Tyson Fury of cheating. After months of speculation, among the media, well, some people in the media, but Deontay Wilder has broke his silence. And that's good for him. People were asking me, when was Deontay Wilder going to speak? And I was like, well, whenever he wants to. Apparently, Deontay Wilder has everything in order. And usually for somebody to take this long to speak out about a situation, it may go beyond boxing. Now, I know there were certain people in the media that ignored this story. There were fans that didn't want to hear this. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to get away from this story. And the so-called Tyson Fury apologists ain't going to be able to get away from this story neither. Now, anybody come on here talking about, Deontay Wilder need to accept his loss like a man, but y'all probably the same people making excuses for Lomachenko, except Teofimo didn't have no loaded gloves or adjusted gloves as Tyson Fury had in both fights with Deontay Wilder. At the end of the day, I'm not worried about none of you pale-face, powdered milk village people coming on here talking that stuff. At the end of the day, you make a disrespectful comment or a comment I just may not like, and I'm just going to block you. Once again, I'm not even entertaining going back and forth with you. I'm going to tell you, your opinion means nothing, especially if you white and you're going to try to say that Deontay Wilder need to accept his loss like a man. If Tyson Fury cheated him, he doesn't have to accept his loss like a man because Tyson Fury cheated. And Deontay Wilder don't have to be quiet because you people say so. Because you pale faces think we have to be quiet because you don't want to hear it. I gives a damn what you don't want to hear. If you don't like what I have to say, keep your ass off my channel and don't come back. Once again, you say something I don't like, you're gone. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about it. That's just the bottom line. See, Now it's finna get interesting. Because see, here's the thing. The reason why I'm so mad about this, because I tried to be a gentleman about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder thing. From the moment the first fight happened to the second fight happened. You know, all of us did. The LDBC, everybody, for the most part. We didn't want to make this a race thing. We just wanted to be two gladiators fighting, may the best man win. Now, despite the end results of the first fight, some people thought Deontay Wilder won. Even though it was a draw, some people thought Tyson Fury won. But at the end of the day, they needed to do it again. But then, as soon as the second fight happened, once again, I got the receipts. I did not want to make this a race thing. We all tried to do that. But then, soon as Tyson Fury won, guess who started talking a whole bunch of racial stuff that you asked us not to talk about? But then all of a sudden, when the white guy won, then all of a sudden was the white guy taught this black dude a lesson. You had people like Larry Merchant saying Deontay Wilder was the last black hype job, and nobody called Larry Merchant out on. Nobody called him a racist. Nobody said, hey, Larry Merchant is race bait. But then when the Devin Haney thing came out, then they tried to call Devin Haney a racist. But then Paulie Malignaggi had been saying little slick stuff about black people, black fighters for a while. Nobody called him a racist. Nobody said, hey, Paulie, hey, how about you not talk about race? But that's what the Powdered Milk Village people do. They only want to talk about a certain subject if they're comfortable talking about it. Like the world revolve around them. Well, my channel don't revolve around what white people think. Because at the end of the day, y'all more like my, back end audience. Most of my subs are primarily black. I would say probably 97% of my subs are black. Just the way I like it. But if you're not black and you are subscribed, you're welcome here too, as long as you respect my channel. I have non-black subs, and that's cool. But they respect my channel. They respect my live stream. We're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about this in a live stream. And we're going to talk about what Deontay Wilder's next move should be. But at the end of the day, it's all starting to make sense. Now you seeing why Tyson Fury went out of his way to get out of a third fight, because he knew this was coming. And I'm going to tell you, anybody that's involved in this, that knew Tyson Fury cheated, they should all be banned from the sport of boxing. If Sugar Hill knew that Tyson Fury cheated, shame on him. I understand that it's business to train Tyson Fury to win a fight because he's paying you. But if you assisted in helping a white man cheat a black man, you canceled. Mark Breland, you canceled too. If you assisted and if you was in on it, you canceled. So I'm just keeping it 100. I'm letting you guys know that right now. If it turns out that Sugar Hill and Mark Breland was in on this, like I said, heads should roll. As far as Tyson Fury go, Deontay Wilder should sue Tyson Fury. He should sue the WBC. Because keep in mind, the WBC was one of the main people that was trying to silence Deontay Wilder. They didn't want him to talk about it. Now I see why they trying to offer him this new category, as far as weight goes in boxing, and trying to make him like being part of, some form of being some kind of franchise champion, and which Deontay Wilder should not accept it. Anybody that was in on this, like I said, they should be taken down. Like I said, Tyson Fury should never be allowed to fight again if it's proven that he cheated, and he should be arrested for not assault, but attempted murder. Because Deontay Wilder's doctor said if he would have been hit a few more times, not to mention Tyson Fury was putting Deontay Wilder in a chokehold, but I'm keeping it 100. Tyson Fury, I'm dead serious. If it's proven that Tyson Fury cheated Deontay Wilder, once again, Tyson Fury should never be allowed to fight again, and he should be arrested for attempted murder. Because had he killed Deontay Wilder and he had an unfair advantage, you can't get around boxing is a dangerous sport. We know shit happens in boxing, but if you had an advantage, that's a whole different element. Look up what happened with Panama Lewis. So once again, shout out to Deontay Wilder for coming forward. Can't wait to see what happens with this. And once again, to you Powdered Milk Village, to the clear people, like I said, I'm not even engaging. I'm not going back and forth with you. You say something slick, you go. That's it. That's all. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of thinking that I'm bothered by what you think, because you're going to be ignored. Because once again, your opinion don't matter. I'm out.